Good morning. I'm with Robert Winton, Chief Operating Officer of Gunnison Copper. The symbol is GCU on the TSX. Good morning, Robert. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, Robert. Good to speak to you again.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's good to speak to you too. I had Steven in Vancouver in September.
Oh, very nice.
A lot has happened since then. A lot has happened this week. Let's talk about the Wall Street Journal article that came out a couple days ago featuring Gunnison Copper. What did you make of that?
It's pretty impressive to be able to get into that quality of a process of a paper with our partners at Nuton. Certainly, they are changing the copper industry, and being able to be a part of that and being able to demonstrate their technology at Johnson Camp, the Gunnison site, is very impressive and sort of the icing on the cake of a very transformative week for us at Gunnison Copper.
Yeah, transformative week for sure. So I guess we'll start with this morning's news. Rio Tinto made an announcement that the sulfide extraction technology, or basically the technology that's able to separate the copper from the sulfides, is working well there at Johnson Camp. So tell us about that.
Yes, absolutely. So at Johnson Camp, we have produced first copper using the Nuton technology. Obviously, their proprietary bioleaching technology is going to change the copper industry as a whole, and we're so proud at Gunnison to be able to use our operational excellence to be able to deliver this for the greater Nuton and Rio Tinto team.
That's great. So they're basically being able to demonstrate proof of concept there in southern Arizona, and I believe this is the first time in history that this is happening. Is that correct?
Yes, this is the first demonstration at industrial scale of their technology. So it's a 30-year process for them. So they've been in the lab and in the whiteboards, and certainly as an organization have really focused on being able to deliver this technology for the copper industry. And yes, when we made the decision last May to go ahead and partner with Gunnison and Nuton, we became that first demonstration site, and we are doing it at scale. We're going to scale up to about 25 million pounds per year, and over the life of the 4 to 5 year partnership with Nuton, that's about 31,000 tons of pure copper cathode that will be produced at the Johnson Camp site.
So just digging in here a little bit in this Nuton technology, Robert. I'm sure you understand it reasonably well. Bioleaching technology. So these are microorganisms that are grown there on site in Arizona. And what's exactly going on with these microorganisms? Like, how are they separating the copper?
So it is, as you can well understand, it's a very complicated process, but fundamentally is dealing with chemistry and the physical nature of mineralization. So that bioreactors, we are generating naturally occurring bio mechanisms or organisms in order to attack the sulfide mineralization that we have at Johnson Camp. So those bacteria, those are fundamentally consuming sulfides, and in that process, they're able to generate heat. And it's that heat, as well as the bioactivity that's happening within the heap leach, that's able to extract that copper from these difficult sulfide minerals that in all of past history has had to go through concentration, smelting, and refining, which is a very challenging supply chain. And certainly from an American's perspective, being able to deliver cathode at your gate is a pretty important thing for the domestic copper supply chain.
Very good. Okay, so it sounds like it's all systems go there at Johnson Camp going into 2026. Before we talk about the outlook for 2026, let's also talk about the debt repayment that you announced a few days ago. Can you tell us about that and why it's so important?
So being able to deleverage our balance sheet has been a significant top of priority goal for the entire management team at Gunnison Copper. So being able to fully repay the $7.3 million Nabari non-convertible debt, which we did and announced this week, again, it significantly improves our balance sheet going forward. And as we expand our production really put our operational excellence to the test here in the next couple of years, being able to have a balance sheet that's much more attractive from a perspective of the management team, which we did and announced this week. Again, it significantly improves our balance sheet going forward, and it allows us to greater flexibility as we continue to grow here at Gunnison Copper.
Yeah, it seems to me like the market paid attention to the debt repayment news. The market may have even read the Wall Street Journal article, and the market may have read this, news release from Rio Tinto this morning. So it's all systems go here. It's a good week for Gunnison Copper. Let's talk about the outlook for 2026. So what are some of the key catalysts that investors can expect in the new year?
So these key catalysts are going to be both coming from Johnson Camp. So again, it's going to be really understanding our operational excellence and being able to announce those results as we go through the year. So getting to full capacity in the tank house, which will be a major milestone, as that means we've been able to successfully ramp up. We're going to be able to start announcing some of the early results from the Nuton technology and how that technology is working. So we'll partner with Rio and Nuton in order to keep the market apprised as to how important and impressive the results are going to be generated through the next year and 2 years. And then on the Gunnison side, which is certainly the flagship of the organization, that's where a lot of effort is going to be started up in 2026. So we'll start Q1 off by announcing our new PEA results. So we're going to update our technical report. Fundamentally, it's going to improve the economics and allow us to talk about all the work we did this year with our high value add program. And then from that, we're going to piggyback that. We'll likely have to do a raise at that point. And that raise is strictly to go into the ground. So we'll start our pre-feasibility work. And again, we're looking to start that end of Q1, start of Q2. And that will be putting holes in the ground, being able to fully understand that ore body at Gunnison, as well as more importantly, really link the ore sorting technology that we trialed this year in 2025 onto some metallurgical testing. So bringing column testing into the equation, as well as kicking off our permitting. So yeah, 2026 is going to be significantly important from a milestone perspective at Gunnison to make the big project on the 2 miles south of our Johnson Camp operation, which again will just be upgrading itself with respect to getting those production levels up to the levels we need to, and really partnering with Nuton as we dial in their technology and really make sure that we can deliver the results that they're expecting.
So it sounds like in 2026, around maybe spring, summer 2026, the company is going to make a very clear pivot to focusing on the open pit, the big open pit there at Gunnison. That's really the big value driver for the future of the company. Tell us about what work needs to be done to go into that pre-feasibility study, and then what would be the timing of the publishing of that study?
Excellent. So we'll start at timing. So timing is about 18 months. We believe we can get that work done in 18 months. And the bulk of the effort and the bulk of the expense is going to be on the metallurgical side. So understanding how that ore body reacts more explicitly to the ore sorting technology that had excellent results in 2025 with respect to lowering our operating costs, lowering our acid requirements, as well as upping our grade that would be heading to the production heap. So that work will start. It'll be a lot of drilling. So we have to drill some significant holes, go through the entire ore body. And then again, we work through the process of ore sorting, and then we begin the column testing. So that would start again in spring, as you say. And yeah, we'd get that drilling out of the way as quickly as we can, because the real meat of that work is really in the ore sorting, transitioning into the column work. So yeah, by the end of Q3, early Q4, we'd be looking to get some of those early results out into the market and being able to highlight what we believe is going to be a very impressive pre-feasibility for the Gunnison project.
We've moved into a favorable permitting environment in the U.S. in 2025. What are the amendments that need to be done to the permits there at the Gunnison Copper project to get this big open pit in operation?
So yeah, that is certainly one of the benefits that Gunnison brings to the table on the permitting side. So we have all of these operational permits in hand, and as you mentioned, we need to amend them. all of those amendments are going to be handled within the state. So we do not have any federal nexus here at the Gunnison or the Johnson Camp properties. So we will be able to amend those through the state, and that's the aquifer protection permit to allow us to operate the large open pit, as well as ensuring that the aquifer is protected. And probably the most major and where the bulk of the effort is going to be required is on the air quality permit. So we envision putting a sulfur burning acid plant in this process, which will really help us manage operating costs in the long term of this project. And that will require the bulk of the effort with respect to changing the air quality permit and updating it and getting that in hand. So that's about a 12-month process, we believe.
Okay, very good. So it sounds to me like certainly by mid 2027, this company is going to look a lot different, and the asset portfolio is going to be much further advanced. And as it says, I'm saying it because it's in your slide deck, a transaction 7 to 24 months out. So I'll sort of leave that out there. It says next 6 months onboard a strategic investor. What can you say about that, Robert?
So that process has been important for us for the last year. We've really been trying to understand the market with respect to getting a strategic investor into our group, into our mix, helping us support certainly the pre-feasibility work, but also the raising of capital. Certainly as a junior mining company, capital raising in these kind of environments, even though mining is certainly in critical minerals are at top of mind, we believe that strategic partner would really assist us in getting the financial backing that we require to really take the Gunnison project and put it into a production standpoint, so we can begin to solve some of the supply challenges that the copper market has in the US.
Very good. Robert, I'll give you the final word. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Is there anything investors should definitely know about the prospects of Gunnison Copper going into 2026?
Absolutely. The entire team's been highly focused on the two things. Operational, certainly on the ground, we've been able to deliver in 18 months, something that most people in the industry would have maybe given a little chuckle to when we started this in July of last year. So to be able to produce both raw oxide copper as well as the Nuton copper has been an incredible achievement for the entire organization, as well as our partners at Nuton. But also in the market, we've really sent the executive team out there. We've been all across North America and Europe, really highlighting the Gunnison story. It's only a year ago that we updated the Gunnison project to the open pit sort of mining concept. So we've really been out in the market ensuring that we get that story into the hands of the investment community. But during that time, we've been stating our milestones, but more importantly, we've been delivering on those milestones. We've been able to announce some significant milestones throughout 2025. And we look to continue that in 26, being able to unleverage that debt, incredibly opportunity for us as we have a much cleaner balance sheet as we start the 26 process and all those incredible milestones that we plan to announce.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your time, and happy holidays. We'll talk in the new year.
Thank you, Sarah, and have a great holiday season.
Cheers.